Hey, Sonny. Hi, Sonny. How are you, buddy? Sonny's going to help me, I guess. Or he thought he was going to help me. Really, he just wants to play. That's all right. Well, howdy, folks. Hey, I appreciate you joining me again today. Thank you very much. Hey, as I progress through this channel and kind of guide it and direct it, I've kind of come to the conclusion that most of what I do on here will be just things that have to do with people around the house. Whether it's fixing the house, buying something for the house, fixing my boat, fixing my lawnmower, any of that kind of stuff that a lot of homeowners have. I know everyone doesn't, but a lot do. And so I'm going to do little product reviews, which reminds me, if you have little gadgets or something you like to use around the house, put it in the comment below. Maybe I'll take a look at it, because I like looking for new things to use. So if you have something you really love to use around the house, especially the little gadget things, let me know in the comments. Today I'm going to do a how I on this video, because I need to fix my anti-siphon valve on this outdoor faucet. Now this is a frost-free valve, so it actually shuts off way back in the house. This is a 12-inch one, I believe, so I don't have to worry about it freezing on me. But I think I might have just left the hose on here when it got way too cold. Well, actually, I think my wife left the hose on. That's what I'm going to say anyway. It's her fault. That didn't freeze my pipe or anything like that, but it did affect my anti-siphon valve. Some people call this a vacuum breaker, different names for it, but same thing. If you have one of these frost frees, it probably has this on here, especially if it's recent. All that does is create an air gap so that it doesn't siphon bad water back into your main water line. That's all that is. But those can go bad. You can repair these. You don't have to replace the entire faucet. So I bought a kit at Lowe's. Now this kit even comes with a new handle, as you can see here. I'll open this up. But anyway, I don't need the handle. This is what I need, these parts here. It's got this plastic piece here, and then it has another little part right here, and that part is what seals in here like that. It seals that. So when water pushes this up, it seals that hole, but when you let the pressure off, this drops down and allows air to get in there to keep water from getting back in your water line. Anyway, so this is all we need to change. Now, a lot of these are different, but they're basically the same. A lot of them will interchange on your brand, but if you need to do this, you probably need to see what brand you have. I think I paid $5 and something for that kit. They range from $5 to $10. So to change these, some of these caps just pop off. You can pry them off, but this one in particular threads off. So you have to unscrew it to get that off of there. Now, when you take that cap off, one of the things you're going to want to make sure of is that your water is off. And I already turned mine off, so I know I'm good. Yes, I didn't. Now, technically, you do not need to turn your water off. I just did that for the fun of it. But as you can see here, the water leaks out from under here when it's under pressure. And that's just because my vacuum breaker is no longer working correctly. So since my water shuts off back behind there, I don't have to worry about that. Just leave this handle off. Don't turn that on. And just take this cap off. And you're going to have to get this piece threaded out of here. You want to be careful if you're taking this piece out, if you're going to reuse it. Because there are threads on there. It shouldn't be in that tight, but it'll be fairly tight because you want a good seal. I'm just going to use a pair of old rusty channel lock pliers that I had. See, that came off pretty easy. I didn't have to put very much pressure on the pliers at all. So there's the piece that's bad. And let's look at the piece I'm putting in and we'll compare. Now, there's the piece that's bad. What happens is this washer no longer stays on there. Where this one, it kind of clips out. It's harder to get off of there. So this is what it's going to be like putting it in there. You want the washer side up. I mean, you can put that in there if you want, but it's going to fall. Just put it there so that it goes in there. Make sure the black O-rings on this piece. Put that in there. Now I'm going to give you a little helpful hint on these type of pliers, like pipe wrenches, vice grips, regular pliers most of the time. These teeth on here are actually a little bit angled. You probably can't see it there, but the teeth are a little bit angled. So you always want to turn whichever direction you're going. These need to be flipped, especially if you're on steel. This being plastic, I don't want to damage it, so I'm actually going to turn it backwards to put this on. Normally, to put it on, I would have it this way because that's the way the teeth will grab better to tighten it. But I don't want to damage my plastic too much, and it doesn't take much anyway. So I'm going to turn it backwards so maybe those teeth won't bite in as much as I'm turning that. And you just want to get snug. That's snug. I cannot loosen it by hand. I can't tighten it by hand. And see, even that damaged a little bit on the teeth. But it's plastic. It should be able to go on there just fine. I'm going to put the new cap back on there. I'm just going to tighten it all the way down. Not tight, but snug. Now I have my hose hooked up just so I can get pressure on it. So let's see if that helped. It is no longer leaking. And it should have been by now. It's not. So instead of letting that hose fill up, I have one of those collapsible hoses. So instead of letting it fill up all the way, I'm going to turn it off, but you can see no water came out of there. So we are good. It's that simple. So if you have a leaky anti-siphon, vacuum breaker, whatever you want to call it, don't put off fixing it. It's pretty easy. I will leave a link in the description below to several different brands of this on Amazon if you would rather not go anywhere to pick one up. But you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, hardware store down the street, whatever, and find one of these. If you know the brand, it'll help, but at least know that it's this style, because I've seen some that are smaller, but most of them are this version of the Anti-Siphon. So just check that first, but you should be good to go. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to those who have subscribed already. I really appreciate that a lot. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And I tell you what, I pray that God blesses you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.